No, this is the thing is I really, and as far as technician, and I'm not here to knock Brett. Brett was a great worker, but as far as technician, you would say point more towards someone like Steve Regal or Shawn Michaels, who did a lot of counter, stuff like that. Not saying Brett was not great at that, but Brett was just like pretty much a kicker and a puncher as far as the matches I had with him, But I wasn't technical, but I wasn't say different ways. I think in my, I tried to use my mind a little bit in that sport. Where, I'll give you an example where instead of grabbing a hold all the time, I try to think of a way to grab a hold without grabbing a hold. And I used Scott Hall on this a lot. He was raised Ramon as a babyface in there at the MSG. Say, give him a slam or something, and I tell him just sell. Walk on your hands and knees, just sell away from me. And the people know that you're going to grab the trapeze or grab a hold or grab the neck or something, and just sort of stalk him behind and just stopping for a second and just like looking around, look to the left and right, and then next thing you know, the people are like, "Come on, man, get up, get out of the way," And then that to me was more fun than grabbing the hold.
Definitely makes sense, and there's some more psychology there, and
that's psychology. And as far as working too, you said, I'm not trying to pick up for myself that I wasn't technical. The thing about working guys is if I can do that, like you said, hold people with just thinking that people think I'm going to grab a hold, or pointing the finger, or fist pumping, which that wasn't really a big deal. But again, if I could do that and say, be what you think popular, but if I can do that and sell tickets, that's a big deal.
And definitely, and you were such a huge draw for them and so important. Do you like your WWF run, or do you like your WCW run more? Because, you've obviously both main eventers. You main event at Starcade.
Well, this is the thing. You really can't say you had a run WCW. WCW wasn't known for large crowds and, things like that. Just one. So if you ever judge yourself about if you were able to, sell tickets or, make people come out to ring, it could only have been the WWF, and that's what place it. You could really judge yourself because one is that you knew everything, what was going on. Like you knew that what Vince used to refer to the machine was behind you. You had the PR, you had the strong TV, you had the creative team, all the things, a million things. And if you were in that spot and all those pieces of the machine was working for you, you could actually see it unfold in front of you. And you cannot replace that with anything else but that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely. And I was going to say, not many people have main evented not only Starcade, which was WCW's big show, and WrestleMania, which obviously is the show of shows. And you were able to do that. So, obviously, those both companies had a lot of faith in Sid as well.
Right, I think so, too. Of course, after pretty much my first run of Sid Vicious, I think my credibility was there the rest of my career. And I think that's sort of what sets me different. I think what you're looking for is that right there, is that really, man, from after really skyscrapers, from that moment on, and as far as the two main territories, I was pretty much a main event, a semi-main event most of the time. And then after the skyscrapers, I was pretty much the main event in both territories pretty much the rest of my career. I'd say 90% of the time. And that's what stands out to me, that I was able to do that. You see a lot of people coming to get one run for 2 years or something like that. Like Austin had one run. They really had that run after I created some momentum there, wearing pretty much the same stuff I wore. But for me, I had runs in WCW skyscrapers. I had a run of Sid Vicious as singles, and then went to WWF, had a run of Sid Justice, and came back here. WCW had another run of Sid Vicious on top. Then went back at Psycho Sid, had a run on top. And then another run, actually two, I took a year off, come back at Psycho Sid as separate, different spelling, and that's the truth. It went from P-H-Y-S-C-H-O to S-Y-C-H-O. It went from two different Psycho Sid names with two different runs on top, and then come back and Sid Vicious with a run on top. I think that's pretty hard to duplicate.